we have high expectations for ourselves, obviously, and the standards to meet, but we're looking forward to just kind of continue growing with one another.
So I think it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's one thing for the quarterback to call a play in the huddle, and then it's another thing for the quarterback to like
One,
own that
two,
play in the
three,
huddle,
four.
own that
One,
moment in
two,
the huddle,
three,
or show up a
four.
certain way in the huddle. How significantly different does Justin feel to you this year in terms of his comfort
One,
with
two,
the
three.
offense and
One,
his
two,
role as a
three.
leader?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can tell it's his show right now, and he's running it like that in practice, and you're seeing that on the practice field. So, yeah, that's the thing you see from last year, this year, and just how he carries himself in the huddle, and that's giving guys confidence around him. So, that's only going to get better as we get moving here and as we get going into camp. So, I know guys are feeding off his energy, and we're excited about this upcoming season.
Cole Kmet joining us. Listen, I know you can't give everything away, but I'm curious, how would you describe your role in Luke Getsy's offense? How different is it from what you've been asked to do in the past?
Yeah, well, I think for me, you look at this, this new West Coast system that's kind of been, in the NFL recently that a lot of teams have been picking up on, whether it's Minnesota, San Francisco, or Green Bay. And, I kind of look at those guys, the tight ends, how they've been used in those offenses. And, obviously in the run game with the wide zone stuff and then, play action off of all that. So I'm really just kind of looking at all those teams, in the past that have been running this and, using this towards my advantage.
Right, so it'd be pretty easy to just focus on the receiving end and say, hey, this is where I'm going to help the team. But you talked about the grunt work, the grittiness, the tough work. You said earlier, it's a great line. You said earlier, quote, that you crave violence through my blocks. It's one thing to understand that's part of the job. It's another thing to crave the violence through your blocks. What is it about blocking that you love so much?
Well, I mean, I think I love the boys up front. The offensive linemen, those are some of my best friends. To be able to do some things with them is a lot of fun, and you want to be a part of that. You don't just kind of want to be a service guy. You want to be part of that run game and take part in that effort. And then, obviously, along with that, you're able to open yourself up in the pass game as well. If you're able to be in line and all that stuff, and you use a play action or a movement pass off of that,
1, 2, 3.
you're going to be more open. So, being able to use the run game is obviously just a lot of fun in general. With David and Khalil back there and being part of the offensive line, but it also gets you open in the pass game.
Hey, Cole, it seems to me like you're kind of rolling with all this. I mean, you're pro, but you're entering your third season with the Bears. But you're entering your third season with the Bears as somebody who played high school ball in Arlington Heights, about 30 miles away from Soldier Field. Like, is there any part of you that's still like, nobody gets to play at home? Is there any part of you that's like, man, this is still a dream? Or is it just all normal and business at this point?
Yeah, no, I recognize it every day. I'm super fortunate to be where I'm at, super lucky to really have stuck around the Midwest here. Obviously growing up in the Northwest side.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Having the opportunity to go play at Notre Dame and then being drafted by, my hometown team, it's special. And, I recognize that every day. And I don't take a day for granted when I walk in that building because, not many people get to do things like this, and I'm really fortunate about it. So, I'm taking it one day at a time, obviously, and, but I'm grateful every day I walk in that building.
Speaking of getting things to do that not normal people get to do, along those same lines, you and a bunch of teammates were recently at Wrigley Field, and you got a chance to take some BP.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Rome is on, and he's interviewing Cole Kmet, who's going to be playing with the Chicago Bears this year. And this seems to be the best streaming program, YouTube Studio. So I'm going to check out a few more and see how they work.
I love going there to watch games. And, that's the place that I've been to growing up all the time. And it's just a great atmosphere in Wrigley. So being able to be on the field and take BP, it was pretty awesome and pretty special. I was able to win the home run derby within our team. Justin hit 2 out, I hit 3, but we had a blast, and it was a good team bonding opportunity. Sure.
Hey, listen, I think people have to understand. I know this because I've got a couple of kids that played high school baseball, and I know the whole thing. Like, from the earliest age, we got them going in travel ball and all that goes into it. Man, even to play college baseball on any level is amazing. Never mind that you made it to the NFL and you're starting in the NFL. That is not a small thing at all. I'm curious, what was the